Hui Hui has a couple more weeks to raise the required amount. I ask you to be generous. I know times may be difficult, but you were incredibly generous when we managed to crowdfund for Leong Zihian, for Roy Neng, for Terry Su. Now, we are not asking to crowdfund so much money this time. The target is 22,000. Hui Hui has raised about 4,000 so far. We are about 18,000 short. I ask you to be generous and to donate to her cause. And it is a very important cause. I said this in my first video, and I want to reiterate here the point. The point is this. When the vaccine mandate came in, I think it was in 2020, many people were uncomfortable. And they had the right to be uncomfortable. Because to them, this was not a proven vaccine. This was an experimental vaccine. Alright? Hui Hui and 5 other courageous Singaporeans took out a judicial review challenge of the government's vaccine mandate, which prevented, at that time, people unvaccinated, like Hui Hui, from even going to their place of work. Well, the government may say, oh no, that's only an advisory and all that. But you tell me, which Singaporean employer, when faced with that type of advisory, or what I'd rather term a directive, would actually allow the employee to go back to the workplace? And the anecdotal evidence is there. People lost their jobs. Alright? And then when we went to court, we were unsuccessful. MOH, they wheeled out their so-called expert who said, oh no, our data was wrong. The vaccine would prevent transmission, alright, would prevent deaths and serious illnesses. You know what? I mean, with the greatest respect to the judge who decided this case, alright? And I may criticize the judgment, but I'm always respectful of the courts. Yeah? But every person has a right to say, in his opinion, that judgment is wrong. But what makes me angry today is, you know what? It has now surfaced in forums like the European Parliament that Pfizer did not actually test, alright, or had the vaccine proven to prevent transmission. Yeah? And now doctors are openly talking about it. And they say the unvaccinated would have greater risk of death and serious injury. No. The data we went to court with didn't show that. And you know what? It was unfortunate that a lot of data did not go before the Singapore court. We were cut off at the 31st of December 2021. We were not allowed to adduce evidence after that, because the evidence after the 31st of December 2021 was progressively favorable to the unvaccinated in the racial numbers. And now, you know, all over the world, there is a brouhaha. People are questioning all these excess deaths. Yeah? I'm telling you, Singaporeans, this is not the end of the matter. I predict that in the coming months this year, there will be a big scandal. There will be huge litigation all over the world. Governments will be hauled before the courts. Alright? Because you cannot hide excess deaths. Okay? You cannot give bullshit arguments that, oh, it's the elderly who are dying off or whatever. Yeah? And yesterday night, I watched a video and I was shocked by the numbers. You know, America, which is one of the most vaccinated countries in the world, I think about 80% of its population are vaccinated, had about 3,000 deaths out of 1 million. Yeah, because of COVID. An African country called Niger Niger. I think the vaccination rate was pittance. It was something like 12% or even less, 5%. Do you know what was the death rate? It was like about 12 in 1,000. Now, why is it that a less vaccinated country, a backward country like Niger, has less deaths than America, the champion of the vaccine? So, mark my words, this year and in the coming years, there is going to be an explosion of litigation, all right? And all those people who told the world that you have to be vaccinated, all right, to keep yourself safe, and who force people to vaccinate, they are going to be hauled before the courts.